It's my birthday. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Okay. First of all, I gotta apologize for the voice because this ain't Chanel custom down. You're the same clown that was running me down. Now you're all up in my cause you wanna be down. How preposterous is that? Okay, so boom. I am so excited. I am so excited. Welcome back to my channel. We are in the boudoir. Welcome to my boudoir. There are no secrets in the boudoir.
How do you like my boudoir?
Like that girl from You Said, there are no secrets in the boudoir.
Don't be embarrassed. Shane has no place in the boudoir.
I don't know where to start, so I'm just gonna start from the beginning when I'm finished. Yeah, you feel me? Okay, let's start with a cold. I have a cold. And one thing about me, I never, ever get sick. I never, ever get sick. What are the odds that I'll fall sick? It's been 3 days now. But what are the odds that I'll fall sick a couple of days before my birthday? I mean, like, universe, hello? Like, huh? Like, huh? Like what? Like, huh? Like what? Insane. It's absolutely crazy. Yesterday, I was sent home from work. Thank the Lord for the HR lady, because she came in and she was doing interviews, just following up with like the people she hired. She was asking us like what for this company, and I was like, please save me. I wasn't like, please save me. Like when she came, I had to serve her, and she said,
Girl, what's wrong with you?
and I said, I'm not feeling well, girl. And she says, oh, why are you here? And I said, huh? I need the money. And they won't let me go. Literally. But yeah, she was like, she told my manager and then they sent me home. But what I realized yesterday, I really felt like a girl really has to be, really have to be dying in order for them to send you home. Because I went like this, nobody better than I. They were just like, what's wrong with you? I said, I have a cold. And then they said, walk it off. Put on a face mask and let's call it a day. I said, huh? Crazy. And then I'm thinking, like, instead of putting me at the cashier position, how about put me as a server so that I don't have to do the yapping with people? Because it was so bad, because customers were coming to me and you might think to yourself, so why did you go? The funny thing is, when I went to work, my voice was worse than this. The day before, I had a presentation at school. I was perfectly fine. A little cough, a little da-da-da. But I had my whole voice. I was fine. The next day, I woke up with no voice. And it's like, well, why would you go to work if you didn't have a voice? Girl, I live alone. How would I have known that I don't have a voice? I'm not in my room talking to myself. So it's only when I got to work and I spoke to my manager, that's when I realized the girl ain't got no voice. You feel me? But yeah, I just thought, just put me in a position where I don't need to talk. They said, nah, talk to the customers. And you can see customers struggling to hear what I'm saying, because I was like, and then if it wasn't for that HR lady, they wouldn't have sent me home. And it's like, I literally feel like Jennifer Lawrence in Mother. You know how she's like, please, you can't sit there, get out of my house. I just feel like people just take and take from me. Literally take and take. Like a girl could have no voice and still people are expecting you to come through with all the energy as if you're not sick. It's actually insane. It's like, oh wow, I actually have to die in order to get a day off from this job. Insanity at its worst. But yeah, Jennifer Lawrence, please, what are you doing? Give me back my baby. She's telling her husband that don't give a damn. He don't give a damn. He loves the attention. Please tell them to get out. I just like it when it's just you and me. And they just keep taking and taking, and her house is like in a mess. Her house is in a mess. And I feel like people really are like that. Not even the work thing. I just feel like in general, I feel like Jennifer Lawrence. I think school has been requiring so much from me. I'm just like, please, get out of my house. I feel like school has robbed me of my happiness, my sanity, and everything in between. I swear, I swear, I swear. I've just been like hanging on by a strand, by a single freaking strand. It's actually so crazy. But anywho, it's my birthday, and literally, like in a couple hours, like 3, 4 hours, I'm going for my birthday dinner. No, no, who's calling me?
3 hours later.
But yeah, let's get into it. Today is my 25th birthday. Yes, this is what I was talking about. Today is my 25th birthday. In a couple hours, I have a dinner with some of my friends. And then after the dinner, it's going to be a Ratchet Happy Birthday too. Okay? Because we going to the club tomorrow too. No, we're not going tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm actually supposed to go meet my other friend, but she's like 3 hours away, and I don't know if I want to travel all that way, especially if I'm sick. But like, I don't know. We'll think about it. We'll think about it. We'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow. But yeah, honey, we are getting buzzled tonight. We get it tonight. We get it tonight. I can't even speak. But yeah, I'm going to get into obviously my nails, and then I want to show you the birthday gift that I got for myself because big 25 in the building. I was making a joke. I was laughing with my teacher. I was like, it's my birthday on Saturday. That was like Wednesday. And she's like, oh my God, it's your birthday. And I was like, and I have nothing to show for it. She's like, oh. I feel like that girl in The Hunt, she falls into a pit and she's got like spikes coming out of her chest and stuff. And this guy, he gets there and she's like, I fell. And he's like, yeah, it's okay. Like, you fell. Let's try and help you out. She was like, tomorrow's my birthday. I'm gonna eat a whole pie.
I fell.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's my birthday tomorrow.
What?
I'm gonna eat a whole pie.
I literally, that's like ringing in my head. Tomorrow's my birthday and I'm gonna eat a whole pie, literally. But yeah, let me show you these nails and then we get into the gifts and then we carry on, okay? Okay. And we're gonna open my birthday present to me. to me. to me. It's something that I wanted so bad from Swarovski. I just had to cop this. Okay. I just feel like for me, it's a year of diamonds. 25 is just gonna be the year of diamonds. That's what I'm manifesting for myself. Okay? Okay, so let's get into it. Hi, yay. I love it. And I love the Swarovski bosses. Hello? The Swarovski boxes as well. They're so cute. Okay, so updates, right? I actually have a roommate now. I don't live alone. The ghetto. I know.
The ghetto. The ghetto. The ghetto.
The flipping ghetto, and it's like I can't make all the noise that I used to make here. Because obviously I'm not alone. Dare I say, I'm not alone anymore. Let me tell you what, I am behind on like podcasting, and this is a good time for me to like kind of update you. Okay, it's been a lot, juggling school and work. The mental health was wavering. It was wavering. It was hard. Beginning off this year, not knowing what to do or who to turn to. it was really tough. It still is, but at least I'm coping better. Okay. So yeah, shout out to me. Happy birthday, I'm your friend. One more year, pandemic, literally one more year. It's so crazy. I never thought I would feel like this, but the way everybody feels when they turn something, I don't really feel like I know what I'm doing. At all, literally. I feel like I don't know what I'm doing, even though I'm doing something specific that will get me to the good life, eudaimonia, quote unquote. The irony of saying I will reach eudaimonia with all of these material possessions that I just got, crazy. Because a girl could have put a down payment on a car with what I spent on this jewelry. But that's the story for another day. I always had this thing where I was like, by 25, I have to be like established. No, like I have to be a brand name. I have to be bigger than the Super Bowl. Big as the what? Big as the Super Bowl, literally. But we thank God, honestly, we thank God. So many tragedies in the world, and I've made it kind of so many awful things happening in the world. So, when you get a chance to celebrate, like, I love birthdays. It's like my favorite thing. I love, absolutely love birthdays. But yeah, Ratchet Happy Birthday too, for real. My birthday songs for today. Number one, I'll have to go with Big Mama by Lotto. What do I get for my birthday? What do I get for my birthday? What do I get for my birthday? You gotta put in some work today. Can you please do the most for me? Cause I'm sprung.
Can you give me some till I then make me with your tongue? Can I please get a pink clock with a
No, literally, I love Big Mama. Like, it grew on me. It grew on me. It's actually so crazy. Like, when it first came out, I was just like, what the hell? I didn't get it. But now, Big Mama, Big Mama. Love it, love it, love it. Shout out Lotto. My second song, I'd have to say Magnet by Cardi B, because I have been listening to Am I the Drama? Such an amazing, amazing song. Slow face, huh? Whose spot are you taking? My spot forever, girl. I'm like a Dalmatian. Who the vanity Chanel's for? Not me. Your girls can post them all you want, but not see. I gotta do the jumbo. Might just do the maxi. I like a classy bag. Gotta keep it classy. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. These get with me. Shout out to the girls that wear the pants like Kamala. Got my baby daddy acting like my baby mama. I love, love, love Magnet, right? And then my number three, I have been jamming to Ice Spice Baddie Baddie. Ice Spice has really grown on me this year. I've been listening to Ice Spice. Baddie Baddie, I'm feeling nasty. Like I'm trying to see where the tooties. Bad chicks, we don't do the groovies. Jaddy, 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 Jaddy. As fat, I'm petty and cute. That look like Betty Boo. No, cause really she said, they wanted a bop. I was just popping my. I didn't even mean to go pop. I didn't even mean to go pop. You don't understand. I was just popping my collar a little bit. I didn't even mean to go pop. And then the ding 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 from live fast, by young, die young, bad girls do it well. So those are the songs that I'm jamming to. But yeah, let's get into. I think every time we're going into a new chapter, I should mark it by blowing a whistle. I don't know why that's so funny to me, but boom. I have a story to tell you, honey. Yeah. So, a couple weeks ago, my friend, okay, let's say 2 months ago or a month ago, my friend had texted me. He was like, oh, do you want to go to this thing downtown Toronto? Like, I go to it every year, Basse. And I was like, sure, I'm down. And I said, wait a minute, what is it? And then he said, it's a séance. I said, honey, I love you, but no, girl, we're not doing that. Because, What did you think? Me? Seance? Does that even make sense? No. So we scratched that. That was a dub, right? Like, no, I am not coming to no Ouija board activities. I am not coming to see no witchy woo stuff. I'm not into the Ouija boards. I'm not into the seance. I'm not doing it. I rebuke you.
Any spirit that is affiliated with you and affiliated with the devil, I strike you down right now.
So boom, he catches me off guard because I had completely forgotten about this seance thing, right? One day I finished my work and I'm eating my supper because obviously if I work a long shift, I'm not coming home to cook. That's insane. So I just eat at work, right? And then he's like, oh, hey, the seance thing is today, by the way, if you wanted to come, da da da, blase, blase. I said in my location, he's like, oh, great, you're already downtown. And I said, okay. He's like, yeah, just meet me at the station and then we can go together, da da da. And I was like, girl, I'm not paying $250 to see no witchy woo stuff. He was like, first of all, stop calling it witchy woo stuff. And number two, I have a ticket for you already. And I was like, well, if the ticket is already there, I can't not go. You know what I mean? I was like, okay. So I meet up with him. We walk. We get to this little place. I think it's called Redemption or something like that. Redemption and Sinners or something like that. Something about redemption, right? The irony. We get in there. He was like, do you want to drink? And I was like, is it on you? He said, yes, it's on me. Get a drink. And then I got myself an Aaaarrhh sour. I always say Aaaarrhh. I don't know why. I get my sour Aaaarrhh sour. And I was like, this really isn't the quality of the Aaaarrhh I keep saying Aaaarrhh that I'm used to, right? Because the one that I got it at the city is pretty when it's dead, just like a flower. What colors the CN Tower? The one that I got had the CN Tower on top of it. This one is just freaking cherry in it, and I'm just like, what the hell is that, right? It's so funny because I had made this joke, right? I was like, what is this witchy woo seance thing giving? Because like, girl, let me tell you the things that I do now. Now I go to plays, okay? I'm at the Cock, okay? I'm at the Cock watching Canadian opera, you feel me? Sitting with the rich white people. And my friend is white, so he said, so it does turn out you're sitting with the rich white people anyways. And I'm like dying because he paid for my drink. It's so funny. You know when you're so close to someone, it's like, they know like you don't get offended by silly things. I feel like at the very beginning of our friendship, he never would have said that to me. But the fact that he said, it turns out that you are you are hanging out with rich white people at the end of the day. I was dead. But yeah, so boom, we're in there, right? Dead ass. This lady, she works in there. She says, are you guys going to like the witchy woo stuff, right? And we're like, yes. And then she's like, oh, there's ghosts in this building too. I said, huh? And she said, yeah. And I have a book and I draw them and da-da-da. And tell me why I was thinking of this like elaborate like sketches of like just like, flipping like in Hero, that guy that like, that does the drugs and he shoots up and then he flipping eyes roll backwards. And he sketches things. That guy from Hero. That guy. Yeah, so I'm thinking like the books are gonna be like that. She's bringing this book with these doodles of ghosts, and she's like, this is the good ghost, but there's also a bad ghost. Like sometimes you can hear like the machine moving, or just like she was talking about like some supernatural phenomena.
Oh, that's what you said.
Yes, what did you think I said?
I didn't know what you said.
You thought I said some sort of
you
Swahili
cursed.
dish, innit?
Yes.
Tottenham versus Arsenal.
Tottenham versus Arsenal.
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 Tottenham versus Arsenal. You're having a bubble.
You're having a bubble.
There you go. All right, now you can teach me something Texan. And don't make it difficult.
It's easy. It's going down.
It's going down. Why isn't there a down there?
Well, why do you say Tottenham versus Arsenal?
Supernatural phenomena that's been taking place at this store, right? And she's telling us all the stories and showing us this book. By the way, Mark is taking pictures of this lady telling me this story. It was so crazy. So she was saying there's a ghost and Sinners and Redemption. Boom. It's time for us to go to the witchy woo stuff, right? So it's me, Mark, and four more of his friends. Like it was two couples, right? So I meet them, my first time meeting them. Hi, blase, blase. The lady is like, yeah, we just have to wait here for da 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 da. But then, she said, I'm gonna go check if the house is like safe or whatever, and then I'll come back and get you guys. And I was like, huh. By the way, it's cold. And I remember being outside waiting. And then I looked at Mark and I said, I thought you said this was an indoor event. We are outdoors and this is breezy. He said, no. The last ones that I've gone to, he's gone to like 4, by the way. The last ones that I've gone to, we've always been inside. Blase, 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 bada boom, bada bing, bada bing, right? So we start walking, right? We get to this, like a journey to the Atlantis, for real. We get there, right? And it's this house, it's George Brown's house. If you have heard the school, George Brown College or blah, 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 that George Brown, apparently he has history. He had this house and first of all, let me just tell you what was going through my mind. I really didn't know what I was going into. And I kept on asking Mark, like, so what is it? He was like, it's like this, but it changes every year. So I don't want to like build up the expectations and then bring you down and then blase. It might be different. It might be better. It might not be. So I can't really tell you. And I don't want to spoil it. Da, da, da. And I was just like, and I like, Mark is not the type to go to like, well, at least I thought he's not the type to go to like witchy woo stuff. I don't know what I thought it was, but I didn't think it was what I went in for. And when I tell you, it was actually really like a seance. And I remember the whole time when I was there, I was just thinking, what are you doing here? No, what are you actually doing here? Because, first of all, I would never. So let's start there. The ticket was free for me. The ticket was $60. He bought all these tickets, right? And I just didn't expect that he would buy tickets to actually go do this. So then we get there and they're like, oh, no flash photography, da da da. So I don't even have evidence of what I'm talking about, by the way. I will say, the guy that was like doing the show, his name is James. The guy that was doing the show, he did say over the past like 10 years, everything, like they don't really record anything, da da da. So like the hype that they've built, like the crowds, the Marks and them, the people that come to see this stuff, yearly, by the way, everything has been spread through word of mouth. Like there isn't really like, like advertisement for it like that. Everything has been through word of mouth for real. And he's showed people like over, I think he said over 25,000 or 25,000 people. 25,000 people have seen the seance stuff. And I was just thinking, that's really the American Canadian dream. That's really the Canadian American dream. He's doing this witchy woo stuff, and I was thinking we were probably like a group of 20-60 bucks a pop. Insanity. It's a madness. And then I was thinking, like, was it 60 times 25? You're telling me this guy is making a fat paycheck off of witchy woo stuff? Insane. Anyways, go back to the story. No flash photography. Hello? No flash photography. Okay, boom. You hear that even when you go to the Canadian Opera House. No flash photography. You know the drills. You know the vibes. You know what this is. And then they make us sign a waiver. When the waiver came out, that's when I started really like contemplating. I said, before I sign this, do I wanna think about what I'm doing right now? Because this is kind of insane. Boom. The waiver is just like, oh, like one time some guy got so spooked, he tried to dashing through the snow. This guy tried to dash out the house. This guy tried to sprint out of the house so quick, he tore his. So the waivers is just like, if you do anything silly like that, then at least you got this waiver and like, you're paying for this. You're paying to be spooked and I'm doing my job, So then I remember like signing that and I was like, can I put an X here? Oh, actually, no. I was like, Mark, do you want to sign my paper? He was like, actually, well, that's illegal. I cannot forge your signature over here. And I said, okay, can I put an X? I'm pretty sure I did put an X, to be honest. If I'm being completely honest, I think I put an X. But it was actually insane. We signed those. We start walking in George Brown's house. This house has a history, my guy. this James dude, the James dude of it, right? He starts telling us like the history of the house basically. So it's known, it's a known thing that like in this house, flipping, you see faceless children, huh? Huh? You see faceless children. Oh, there was a wife called Gwen or something like that. Gwen, just one day when George Brown was out, I don't know if I'm like mixing the stories, if because they're over the like the decades or the centuries, whatever, right? Different people have lived in that house, but there's always something shady that happens. One of them is like there's a husband and a wife, and there's like I can't remember, it's like 3 or 5 foster kids. One day the husband just comes home, the wife and all the kids are dead, and they're seated in chairs at the family dinner table. All of them are dead and nobody knows what happened. But a lot of people do suspect that Gwendolyn did it. I don't know why I just did this accent, but a lot of people do suspect that Gwendolyn did it. It's freaking insane. So yeah, we hear that story. We also hear like, oh, like it was also like a like a psych ward at one point, and you know a lot of people that were like shot and didn't have like half their face. A lot of wounded soldiers were in this house, and people just were dying mysteriously. So over the years, it's just like another family moves in there, something creepy happens, something this happens to the house, something leading up to the day that I was in that house. Imagine. Here comes me. Do, 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 do. We have tickets for the witchy woo, please. 5 tickets for the 6 tickets for the witchy woo thing. Huh? Insane, right? It's so crazy. And you know, you're hearing these stories and it's like, oh, I'm like at the back of your head, you want to be like, really? You drag me here, make me sign your silly little waiver just so you can start spooking me because all the lights are off. There's like candles. There's like candles. Don't you if all the lights are off, yeah, everybody's gonna get spooked. A big deal. It's actually so Kenny big deal. Kenny big deal. We're on fire. Literally. It's actually so insane. So we go up, like you do that like a house tour. It has like I think it had like 3 floors or with 2 stories. I can't remember, right? But I remember like when he came, and I have the things here. He said, these are like there's these little stones. I don't know what he calls them. Apparently, they're known to pick up bad energy. So he said before we start anything, just so that like it'll kind of like protect you from the spirits. And I was thinking these baby ass rocks are gonna protect us if a ghost wants to follow me home. Insane. He was like, I advise that you take 6, and then he said that like 3 times, and I was like, well, I'm taking 7 to 9. First of all, I'm taking 7 to 9, and then from there, like I just became like the clown of the group because you know me, like who said that? Bill Burr, yes, Bill Burr. I love Bill Burr. Shout out Bill Burr. He said oh yes, because I'm a comedian, so I'm always trying to get the you know, like if you laugh at my joke, I can't stop there. I'm always trying to get the big laugh, so I keep going and going. Sometimes you need to know when to stop. That's me. So I was like, ugh. When I said the seven stones thing, everybody was laughing. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll be the clown for tonight. And yeah, as we were going through the rooms, I remember one of the rooms we sat in a circle, and he's like, don't break the circle. Everybody has to hold hands, feet leveled on the ground. Everybody's like holding hands. And it was so crazy because my best friend has her husband. I call him Chef Tony. I've spoken about this around, you know, the Ashake concert episode. Chef Tony, there was a guy who looked like Chef Tony. And every time I kept on thinking, like, why Chef Tony stiff arming me? Like, they're like, you really don't know somebody. Why are you acting? I was like, why is Chef Tony acting stinker ding ding? Whole time it's not Chef Tony, but the resemblance was actually crazy. Except this guy, he was called Fabio. So Mark even made this joke. It was like he's like Chef Tony with some flavor. But Fabio had a wife, and I remember I sat next to Fabio's wife, and we were gripsing. Gripsing is crazy. Grips anyways. We were gripsing each other's hands when it came to the circle in that room. He's like, okay, so we're gonna try and see if like the spirits are here. Do you guys wanna help me? Really on some Dora the Explorer thing. Say swipe and no swiping, so then the ghost can say something. You say something, jambalaya. Jambalaya, we call upon you. I didn't see it, but the mother I was there was talking about in the next room that we had just left, the room with the dining chairs, remember? Yeah, we got in there. Also, we got into George Brown's study. Like everything in that house is like exactly the way it was when it was originally built, from the wallpaper to the toilet to the everything. Floor, everything. Everything is handcrafted. Like the work, the wallpaper, everything is like the wood, everything is done by hand. He was like, just to do this one half of this, the one half of the room, not half of the house, one half of the room. I can't remember if he said it would cost like 1 million or 5 million to just do this half the way it's supposed to be done, meticulously, handcrafted. It's actually so insane. So everything is the way it was, especially like George Brown stuff. They have like a barrier, so you can't go in and like touch. Well, you can go in the room, but where like he used to sit in the study and like his books and stuff, you can't touch that, because if you pass like that barrier, there's an alarm that'll go off and it won't shut down until the police come. So crazy. But yeah, that house, nobody lives in it. It's now like a show house, basically, for, you know, the things like what basically what we do. Like it's like an educational history house, whatever, séance house, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, in the room where Gwendolyn killed those 5 children, those children, when I look around, she had children and children. In that room, Lord, it's cold. In that room, there was a big chandelier. The original chandelier. We actually saw pictures from the 1400s. It wasn't that old, but the pictures from 19. The original chandelier. It's there in the pictures. It was still there in the room. Heavy, by the way. It's this gigantic chandelier. It starts swinging back and forth, and there was no wind. There was no one in the room. There was no one in the room. So, suspension of disbelief, okay? You paid to be spooked. So, if you want to believe it, it's some creepy stuff, because who the hell is pushing the chandelier? We get in there. He pulls out this Ouija board. He's like, this Ouija board is worth 2,500. I said, huh? He's like, yeah, I got it at an auction, and it's the original Ouija board. Just like, and then we went to like Ouija board history, because this James guy of it, he knows everything about the spookies and the crystals that's supposed to protect you and everything. Insane. 3 people sat at the table. He was like, okay, remember, do not push the Ouija board to like do anything. Let it flow through you. Take up your love. Take up your love. Take up your love and come to me. Yeah. These women are seated there by the table. He starts asking questions. All the ghosts in the house. Where are you? The Ouija board is pointing to the chair. Where are you, Gwen? Pointing to the chair. Where are you, Gwen? Pointing to the chair. Mind you, there's only 3 girls at this table. It could probably seat like, I can't remember. It was like 2, 4, what was it? 3, 6, 7, 8. The table could seat like 8 people. Where are you, Gwen? Where are you, Gwen? It keeps pointing at the head of the table. He later on tells us that, you guys, nobody here knows this. Obviously, I hadn't told you guys prior, but that chair was the chair she like, quote unquote, died in. Huh? Insane. It was insane. It was flipping insane. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It was flipping insane. It was so insane. I can't. Boom. The seance thing, right? In there, I'm like jumping back and forth. The seance room, right? Well, the whole thing is a seance, but the seance room, when it was like, don't break the chain, before that, he has these like cursed objects. Like, people donate like objects that they believe to be cursed. They donate them because they don't know what to do with them. They give them to him. So he takes them. He opens up like a bunch of like, oh, he's got things wrapped underneath these rugs. This one time he called this lady. It was like, I want you to tell me whatever comes to mind. Whatever comes to mind. Blah, blah, blah. Right? And she's like, just like a Honda, got things in a court. She picks like a Honda Civic or whatever, right? She says a red one. Tell me why one of the cursed objects that was under like a cloth, when he took off the cloth, this is like, I want to say like an hour later, or maybe no, maybe like 30 minutes later or 20 minutes later or something like that. Under the cloth, there was a red truck. And apparently there was a guy who used to kids. Oh, insane. He used to lure them. He used that little truck, that red truck, to lure the kids. So he was just like, and he's there like, guys, like, are you seeing this? Like, I didn't even, it's so crazy that like she just said that. Isn't it crazy that she just said that? Because I just said, say anything. And she said, a car. And I said, what car? And she said, a red car. And then she said, oh, a Honda, da, da, da. And then I said, what color is the car? She said, a red car, da, da. And he's like so into it too. He's just like, guys, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing anything. And like when the chandelier is moving, he's like, what the hell just moved in there? What just moved? Because there's sounds and stuff. People are seeing things in the house. Mind you, people are seeing things in the house. Someone is saying, I seen a faceless person. I seen something like on a Smeagol thing. On a Smeagol thing. Not on a Smeagol thing. Insane. 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 I see a faceless man is crazy to me. Yeah, people are just seeing things like I seen this, like I seen a little child, I seen a shadow of this. It's so insane. By the way, like I was kind of just like, I would love to be one of those people who can see something in the spooky house, but at the same time, I'm not having it. Like, so now I became a target, right? Because I was just like making funny remarks, right? Not like disrespectful, but just like he was like, Gabby, do you? And he caught on to my name because like this one time, I don't know, like what was happening. Like, I don't know what happened. I said something and people laughed. And then he was like, Gabby, I like your attitude. I just like your spirit. And I was like, of course. Of course. And then he's like, from there on, when he called my name, anything that he wanted to be like, do you guys want to touch this cursed object? Gabby, do you want to go for it? Do you want to have a touch? I said, absolutely not. The crowd was going wild. People thought I was being like, you know, with the schematics and the, what you call it? Like, ¿cómo se dice? People thought I was being like the theatrical, but I was being so freaking rude because there's no way we're in the séance witchy woo house. And then you told me about like this cursed object. And then you tell me to touch it. And by the way, he said, I've never touched it in my life. And I said, why? Because I asked him. And people were laughing. He said, yeah, just because I'm like superstitious and I just rather not. A lot of people say that like you usually when they touch it, they'll go home and they have nightmares. One time this little girl touched it and she got possessed. Insane. This is not the little truck. Girl.
3 hours later.
This little girl got possessed. Usually people feel like feelings of despair and feelings of deep loneliness when they touch it. So many things. Like there was a doll with the noose around its neck. That doll is like, I don't know how many years old. It's so old. Apparently, and it's so heavy. It's like, I don't know how many pounds. Because apparently a rabbi, I don't know, it's something like, I'm getting like the visual. Sorry, there's something in my eyelash. Something like that. But the visual from, if you've watched Constantine, and you know that guy that has this little vase and there's all these like gajillion bugs in this little vase. It's basically like it's like a demon in the vase that manifests itself as bugs. But the demon is contained in a little jar type shit, right? It's kind of like with the doll. It's like when the rabbi prayed over the doll, they filled it with like sand or something like that. And then they closed it and they prayed over it. And then now it's in like a closed box. Apparently, he used to walk around with this doll. It wasn't in a box. So many bad things have happened to people after touching it and interacting with that doll. So now they keep her away on an Annabelle type thing. For real. So flipping insane. And then I can't remember what the other thing was. There was another thing. I feel like everything that we came across, he was like, Gabby, do you want to touch it? I said, no, absolutely not.
Telling me all of this, Gabby, why don't you touch this? Oh, Gabby, why don't you touch that?
Are you dumb? Ass dumb, fat face, dumb, pretty. I never ever heard a dude say he done with me. Are you dumb? Insane. Like, no. Who in their right mind? And like, by the way, all the white people, all the non-blacks in the back, all the white people touching, just spreading the germs and disease and all the ghosts and everything, Ouija, witchy woo, just touching everything and touching everything and touching everything. I said, absolutely not. It's not that type of show, my guy. Insane. But yeah, this guy too was just like, also like the way he was dressed, everything was just so funny to me. And I was just like thinking to myself, like, what are the odds this is actually like really, really going on? Like we get into a circle, everybody's holding hands. He tells us, please don't be a bum and break the circle. You have to keep the circle. Otherwise, that's when people go home with spirits that caught on to them, with ghosts following them, nightmares and hauntations and all of that stuff, right?
I must be haunted, you.
Shout out Haunted by Beyonce. Anyways, yeah, we get into a circle. He starts, when I say the seance really started right there, he starts naming all the ghosts of the people that have lived in the house that are known to have died in the house. Are you here? When I tell you things were exploding in the back, he had a candle, it exploded. And even at that point, I was like, was the candle always a firecracker, or was there really an angry ghost in the back? By the way, is this guy not saying, I keep seeing like a dark shadow behind Gabby and Mark? I said, huh? It's because I'm black? Not, I keep seeing a dark shadow behind you guys. And then the one guy, he said, I saw the shadow. It moved. It was like a mist. It moved from Gabby and Mark and it went right to this guy. And by the way, that guy was saying, like, I feel something on my face, almost like a spider web or hair. Mind you, this guy has a buzz cut. It was absolutely insane. By the time like we like turned on the lights a little bit, just things scattered on the floor. Marbles and coins and you name it, everything was on the floor from all the times he was like, blah, blah, blah. Are you there? If you're trying to reach out to us, speak to us. Things were moving. Also, a chair moved from that room with the chandelier all the way to the hall where we started, where he gave us those crystals. Insane. Insane. So I will say, I don't know. I don't know if it was made up. I don't know if it was real. Needless to say, I was the only black person there. And I remember just thinking to myself, what are you actually doing here? The ancestors were outraged. Your bloodline is just like, what the hell? Insane. The prayer that I prayed when I came back home, because I was like, I'm not taking any chances. I don't want to believe that everything was real, but at the same time, I'm not taking the chances. So I had to flip and cleanse myself and cleanse my room and everything. I remember Mark kept on saying, like, it's not like a movie. It's not like, the first person to die is a black person. And I was like, to me, it was on that same level. It's like, what are you doing here with these people? You don't even know these people. Except Mark. The only person you know is Mark. You don't even know the rest of these people. It was insane. It was insane. Whether it was fake or whatever, the way it was orchestrated, I don't know if it was real or fake. If you want to do it, I'm going to show you the little poster. This guy, the way he dressed, he was like in like skinny jeans, a little leather jacket. And I was like, this guy's making money. All I could think about is this guy's making money. Making money out of these things, because there's people really like into the experience, really into it. Like they believe everything and like they're just like in the experience. Like when you said this, I felt a little thing crawl on my shoulder. When you said the word this, when you said that, when we walked past this room, I felt like a dark energy. Like I feel like I'm gonna vomit. It was so crazy. The amount of times I wanted to burst out laughing. Because some people, it's like, I'm open to someone genuinely feeling something and saying like, bruh, I just saw this, I just felt this. But some people, it's like, you can tell this is a character. This person loves attention. You can tell. Why every time when he's asking, did somebody feel something? Is anybody getting any? I feel woozy. I feel a sharp pain, right? It's like, girl. Oh.
And that girl said, oh. And this girl really said,
That said, oh.
I've done that.
Oh. Is this mine or is this yours?
I wanted to burst into laughter, but I was like, I'm not going to ruin somebody's day. Let me not be the asshole, honestly. Let me not be the asshole. But I'm going to show you these little crystals that I got, and I'm going to show you the flyer, actually. But yeah, basically, those are the things from the séance. That's the flyer, and those are the rocks, the energy cleansing, protecting rocks. At the end of the show, I remember he told us, he said, don't just throw the rocks away, because obviously these have been working very hard to be protecting you. Let them, like, you know, fade into time, like let them get lost over time instead of just like throwing them away. And then I'm just thinking to myself, like, should I throw them away? Because, like, is this like a connection with the entities? Like, the fact that I still have them, is something still lingering? Do you know what I mean? Like, the other day, I felt things move in here. I'm not even gonna lie. But then I just realized it was something, you know, when you have something leaning and it's like, eventually it will fall. That's what happened. But I was still like, I rebuke you. I rebuke you in the name of the Lord Almighty. Literally, literally. But yeah, boom. That's it for my birthday, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode.